Hi, you guys, and welcome. I sure hope you guys can stay a while. There's so much going on in the garden, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Hi, I'm Sonia with Suburban Gardening, and I have so much going on in the garden. A lot of things you and I did together, so I can't wait to show you the fruits of our labor. We have flowers blooming, the trees are starting to leaf out, bulbs are coming up. There's so much beautiful stuff going on. Now, I'm in Zone 10, Southern California, and it's nice weather today, even though it's a little bit overcast. But it's going to be perfect for a garden tour. So come on, I want to show you what we've got going on.
Let's start out here on the drive area. We just did this a couple days ago. This was loaded with weeds. I replaced the weeds with these beautiful pink petunias and those wonderful yellow calendulas in the back. We also put down some seeds that were some blanket flowers, and I think they're going to be absolutely stunning. Now, when my girlfriend comes over, she'll look down there and have this beautiful flower bed to look at. And I'm excited to have this all weeded because I have lots of plants coming up I can put in here. Here we are in the entrance where we spent a lot of time redoing these pots. It was so dark in here and the pots looked terrible. So we put Dusty Miller begonias and beautiful pink impatiens, and it absolutely brightened up this spot. This little pansy was half dead, but look at it's absolutely come alive.
On the front steps, we redid these pots. We hung up that really cute wreath. Look at these guys. They're just like little smiles. These pots came out really, really great. Now, this is winter color, and I will be putting in summer color, but the pansies are so cute. It's a wonderful welcome to people coming into the house. These baskets, we completely redid them. They were looking so sad. I put a lot of petunias in here. And back in here, you can see the buds for the Gerbena daisies. Looking just so gorgeous. When I look out my living room window, now I see these amazing baskets. Let me show you the Gerbena daisy that are just going to be looking more beautiful all the time. Such a sweet spot right here. We have nasturtiums just coming up everywhere. They are going wild in the garden. And I was hoping for that. I just popped little seeds down in there about a month and a half ago when it was still pretty cold. And now they're just coming up everywhere. They make great spring color. The view looks absolutely stunning today. We have snow on the mountains. I don't know if you can see that. This is some of the rose bushes that we trimmed. They were just little sticks, but they're coming back great, and I can already see buds. And of course, we have some nasturtiums down here. They're everywhere. You'll see them everywhere today. We haven't put our umbrellas out or anything like that, but that's coming. In about a month, we'll be setting out all the rugs, umbrellas, and make this an indoor-outdoor space. This big old pot, more nasturtiums. Now, these are perennial petunias, and I planted them last year, left them here, and they came back beautifully. And the gazinias absolutely look great too. We just need a little more sunshine for them to open up. I wanted to show you this little nestation. He just seated himself down in there, and I am just going to let him grow right in the cement. You see how much color these nasturtiums bring? Now, they won't last into the heat of the summer. They do not like that. But they are just a beautiful pop of color here when the weather's a little cooler. Our hillsides are starting to turn green, which is always such a lovely sight because unfortunately here in Southern California, they do tend to stay brown a lot of the year. This is a fire pit that I turned into a type of a raised bed. And I wanted to just check in on the strawberries. They are doing amazing. Here's their little flowers getting ready to make me some strawberries. And right here is the sage that we chopped almost to the ground. And we harvested it and dried the sage, but now it's coming back in full force. And right down in here are all the bulbs that we planted, just coming up amazingly. I cannot wait to see the flowers on those. These wonderful big pots were given to me by a dear, dear friend, and I absolutely love them. We took all of the dirt out and completely replaced it, and then we put in a bunch of snapdragons that I had grown from seeds. Let me get in here and show you the beautiful color of these. Absolutely gorgeous. These are all going to be blooming really quickly. And a nice big nestation. I just stuck the seeds down in there. You can see the little pansies peeking their little heads. Oh, and here's a happy surprise. I always put bulbs down in just to see what would happen. And I hope you can see right here is a hyanthus. I didn't know it was in there. Next to it is another big pot. We planted these all at the same time. This nastation just happened to go a little more wild than the other. Our beautiful snapdragons that we planted from a seed. Oh, they look so pretty. Look at this red color. Ah, it's so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Now these nasturtiums I absolutely love. Look at this pale yellow color. It's so pretty and it is beefy. So these pots are just doing amazing. If you'll remember, I put the Suburban compost down in here. And I think that's why. More pansies, nasturtiums, and snapdragons. They just look fantastic. We've got pansies, nasturtiums, and snapdragons in there. Looking gorgeous. Right back here on the hill, if you could see it right there, I've had some early iris, and they're really beautiful, just big and bulky and great. We'll be out there on the hill quite a bit. This little pod is just something that I keep plants that I just don't have any room for. But these gazinias are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to find a prominent place in my garden for those. And back here, we have sage that's actually going to flower. I've never seen that before. It looks beautiful. Here we have our beautiful tree rows, and remember when we cut this thing back, it was a little stick. Those leaves are so fresh and beautiful, and I already see a little bud up here. So it is absolutely getting ready. Now this is one of my favorite views right along the little walkway here, And you can see the irises are doing great. Look at these gazinias. They knew it was spring, so they just came out with a shout. They are fantastic. Absolutely love them. One of our hanging baskets up here that we redid is coming out so gorgeous. And the roses, all 15 of them, they look absolutely stunning. This is a beautiful petunia that's a perennial as well. And I can see the buds very excited about it and the happy little pansies and geraniums just coming out beautiful. More nasturtiums. This is funny. This nasturtium right here is growing in my bird bath. I might just let it root in there and see what happens. But you can see this beautiful rose bush coming out. It's absolutely beautiful. I mentioned that we had a little bit of hail last night, but I wanted to get in close and show you this freesia. I wish you could be here to smell this thing. It is just wonderful. I think I'll have to trim that one off and bring it in the house. There's more roses. They're doing so beautiful. Putting that fertilizer out right before a rain made all the difference in the world in my garden. We have an amaryllis who thought he would just bloom a little earlier than the rest. So sweet. All the agapanthus are just looking amazing. And we come over here to this statice. I hope it's not too dark for you guys to see this statice. The flowers are absolutely the sweetest things. The bees love that, and so do the hummingbirds as well. I love the bright orange color of these clevia. They look so beautiful. These came to me from a friend, and they were half dead when I got them, but they are growing beautiful. I always put plants that are struggling in a pot, and then that way I can keep a better eye on them. And we have another calla lily. So pretty. Here are a bunch of freesia that got beat up by the hail yesterday. Let's see if we can get a nice look at one of them. Poor little guys. There's a lot more to come. There are so many balloons on this, and honestly, it just perfumes the whole air. With the freesia, I leave these in the ground all year long, and they always come up in the spring and surprise me. Look at this nasturtium here. It's just growing all over the place. So pretty. Back here in the nursery, there is a lot going on. My tray is getting filled up with all sorts of plants. We've been putting out seeds like crazy. These are the hydrangeas that we cut back. They look so great. This one might have a little chloris. We'll be definitely attending to that. Back here in the back, remember how awful that these amaryllis looked? And they're all coming back, and they're going to be just stunning. The snapdragons that we grew from seed, they're just waiting for a happy home. And I pulled out this geranium out of a basket, and it's just waiting for me to plant it somewhere. But in all, after we took the tree out, I was a little concerned about this area. But it is looking just amazing. The calla lilies are blooming so beautifully. How gorgeous is that? These calla lilies will be moving to the courtyard one of these days. That will be their new home. And my raised bed is not planted yet. I did set out a bunch of garlic. We did a video on that. You can see how beautiful it looks. This garden got infested with grubs. So I put extra garlic out because they don't like that. And they ate most of my lettuce, but there is some still down in there and it's doing okay. The parsley they don't seem to like because it's doing fantastic. But I wanted to bring you guys, oh, this parsley's bolting. Can you see that? I wanted to take you guys over here to check out the grapes. Sweet, sweet little leaves on these grapes. Oh, they're so sweet. Now you can already see this right here is a grape cluster. And it's going to be wonderful. It's so beautiful. I have so much fun on this side of my garden. It stays a mess most of the time, but a mess with plants, and that's what I like. These plants over here to the right, I just leave these here. They don't have a home yet, but I take care of them until they do. And then down on my dolly here, we've got a lot of seeds coming up that we planted, and they're doing really good. Down here in these 3-inch cans, those are liantras. They're coming up great. This pot I bought because I'm going to transplant a rose bush into it. I hope the pot's big enough. But I wanted to show you this rose. Is that the most gorgeous thing? Cathedral bells. Oh, I can't wait to see it. This garden right here used to have a pond in it, and we are going to be completely redoing it. The ground is absolutely too soggy to work, but it won't be for long. The hellebores down in here look so beautiful, and the pomegranate tree is leafing out. It's going to be gorgeous. I have some foxtail ferns back here, and they're going to be planted in this space sooner or later. This just a lot of random things over here that we're going to be changing. Now, these lights right here, I picked these up at Sam's, and hopefully I can get a shot of them tonight when they're on. They are stunning, you guys. They are so beautiful. My African iris seems to be a little shy today for some reason, but these flowers, I'll pop one up for you. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I can see it's just loaded with buds, and it's just going to be giving me so many more. More iris tucked back in there. So gorgeous out here in the morning. I love the way the light just plays off of these nasturtiums. They look like little balls of sunshine. Remember, we did the window boxes. Honestly, they're already growing and they just came out beautiful. It is a very special thing to be able to see these from inside in the morning when I get up. Look at how gorgeous that is. Absolutely changed this entire walkway. Looks so pretty. This is such a beautiful view. My husband and I sit here in the mornings and we have our coffee often when the weather's nice. But those hanging baskets that we put up here look so beautiful. Those nasturtiums in their bright orange, I guess, with the geraniums that are a beautiful pink. There's just something about pink and orange that says summer to me. I'll be popping some more flowers in there, probably some petunias. And we did our hummingbirds. I hope you guys have your hummingbird feeder out. This hummingbird gets a lot of traffic. And one more basket. Look at the precious color of that little nasturtium. And I love the variegated leaves. It's so beautiful. These are geraniums that I grew from a seed. I got them from the Swallowtail Seeds Company. Highly recommend them. Everything I grow from them turns out beautiful. That was so fun for me to take you around the garden. I just love doing that so I can share all of this beauty with you guys. The garden is starting to become quite a buzz. All of the wildlife starting to come back. The hummingbirds are out there just putting on shows for us all the time. We still have a lot to do in the garden. As a matter of fact, April is when we put the garden back together. We'll be putting all the rugs out. We'll be setting up the garden like an indoor-outdoor kind of a space. So I hope you guys will come back for that. We've got a whole bunch coming up. There's lots of projects left to do. So I'll see you guys around, and thanks for stopping by.